Lupe, wasn't that customer supposed to be here at 1:30?
He did say 1:30.
It's 1:57. He was in the freight elevator. We should probably go check.
Yeah. Oh no, we gotta get you to a hospital.
Boy, that was close.
Yes.
I hope that guy's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not all right. He's dead. But the best we can do in his memory is fix his ThinkPads. So what ThinkPads do we have today? We have the greatest ThinkPads. Some of the greatest. X270, baby.
Dang.
Yep.
Where'd you find
One of the nice, I found it in a freight elevator a few seconds ago. It's disgusting. It's quite disgusting. And we also have a T540p. Now these are older ThinkPads. This one's 7th gen, not too old, but you know, it's 2017 I think is when this came out. So we're getting old, guys. It sucks, but we're getting old. This cannot officially support Windows 11, and neither can this. So what am I gonna do with it today? Besides clean out the disgusting amount of swamp gooch and ball flakes from the keyboard, and I'm sure it's in the fans as well, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm gonna install Linux. That's right, internet goes wild. Linux Mint is being put on these bad boys because I've listened to you guys and I heard you guys say use Linux. So I'm using Linux, okay? Screw Microsoft, screw all that BS, we're putting Linux on this thing. And then we're gonna sell them. And if they don't sell, I'm never putting Linux on anything ever again. But before we do that, obviously we need to refurbish it. I have not checked these things, so you are gonna actually see me genuinely check these in real time. Just in general, they do look like they're in good condition. They both do turn on. I did make sure that happened, so that was off camera between the EMTs coming. Now, why Linux Mint, you ask? Well, Linux Mint is the most basic, easy to use version of Linux, in my opinion. I think it's the one that's going to be the most easily adopted by the masses, so that's what I'm gonna put on these guys. It's super easy to make. It's easier than Windows 11 to actually make a USB of, so that's that. But first, before we do anything, I'm gonna put on gloves, because this is quite disgusting. And if I have a sponsor for today's video, it's gonna be right here. I hope I have a sponsor. I need money.
Porkbun.com, the greatest domain registrar that's ever lived. At least according to USA Today from 2023 to 2025. Right now, Porkbun is basically giving away .app and .dev domain names by charging less than $6 for the first year. These domain names are powered by Google Registry and add a perfect professional flair to whatever project you're working on. For example, if you have an app that compares repairability scores of modern devices, you could register the domain disposable tech is cr.app. Or if you have a course for learning how to use the basic functions of Linux, you could register I am not smart enough to be a .dev. Even if it's just to host documentation, these domain names stand out and are easy to remember. And you don't have to sacrifice security for a catchy name, because these domains are on the HSTS preload list for heightened security. To beef it up even more, Porkbun provides you with freebies like SSL certs, Whois privacy, URL forwarding, and hosting trials, as well as an actual human support team that's available 365 days a year. So if you're still using GoDaddy, it's time to leave 1997 and plop those buns into Porkbun. Just use my link in the description to get your first year of .app or .dev domains for less than $6.
First things first, plug in the fucking table. The ThinkPad X270 is a remarkable device. You know why? Look at this, guys. You see what this is?
No.
Lupe can't see right now. He caught whatever that guy had. This is a removable battery. This battery can be removed. 2 tabs, the battery comes right out. So right away I see an IMEI, which means this has a cellular slot, and that's what that is right there. That's a SIM card.
So every time you see that, that has
Yeah, so if it has an IMEI, that means it has that's its fingerprint. It's like an IP address or a MAC ID.
I see, it's how the corpos stay on top of me.
That's how the corpos stay on top of you, yes.
That's preem.
Well, that and your track record of dumping skeletons where they don't belong. You're why DC is flooding with federal troops. I'm gonna take the SIM card tray out immediately. These are great devices. If you can find these for about $150 on eBay in very good condition, this battery still works, which is great, and you can find these batteries anywhere. They're fairly cheap on Amazon and on eBay, and you can get decent quality. If you're feeling spicy enough, you can also replace the cells on these. You can crack it open and replace the cells individually. I wouldn't do that because I value my life and my time. These are great computers for somebody that doesn't want to get a Chromebook and they don't need something crazy expensive. You can buy these for super cheap. Install Linux on it and you'll have a great machine.
What's cheap?
Cheap is obviously relative, but for $150, I define that as cheap for what you're getting. That's kind of what it always is, right? What is cheap? Is $150 cheap for a 20-year-old computer? No. but is it cheap for a computer that can still do modern things? Yes, and run modern software and do everything you need it to do? Yes, I think that's fairly cheap. I think that's a very good deal. Compared to spending, $300 on a device that has a keyboard that can't be replaced, a charger port that's soldered. Okay, the CPU might be a little faster, and it might have a little more RAM, but the RAM might be soldered, and yeah, not as easily repairable, and it won't last as long. It's not built as sturdy. These X270s are built pretty sturdy. They're good machines. This also has 2 batteries.
So that being said, just because it's new, it's not better.
Yes, just because it's new does not mean it's better. You guys know this by now, but if you're new to my channel, then now you know. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's better. Comes right out. No problems. There's our second battery. Not puffing either. And it has a little dock. You can plug in a little dock. The OG Lenovo docks if you want more ports or whatever, so you could use it as a little desktop. Speakers,
I mean, you can hear.
I mean, yeah, they play sound. Now, it only does have a single RAM slot, so it does run single channel RAM. Wow, 16 gigs.
Not bad.
I was not expecting it to have 16 gigs. So it has a SATA SSD, an M2 SSD SATA adapter in here. And it has that's your WLAN, your wireless airport card, your AirPrime. Everybody has a fucking name for things. And a few screws, battery comes right out. So let's take a look at this SSD. I wanna make sure this SSD is good. I'm gonna unplug it first. My tiny raccoon-like fingers need to get in there. Don't touch me.
Don't touch.
If only I had tools that were able to do this for me. There we go. So what, 3 more screws and then we have access to the SSD? So what do we have here? It looks like it's the stock Lenovo one. 512 gigabyte, not bad.
Shoot.
Not bad. It is M-SATA, so you're limited to SATA speeds. So let's put that back together. And now let's focus on the heat. Obviously, the heatsink is the biggest thing because I'm sure this thermal paste has never been replaced. These chips weren't known to run too hot. These are actually pretty good chips, 7th gen Intels. Back when Intel was on top of the world. I hope they don't go bankrupt though, dude, because we need more competition. We don't need less competition. All right, so next up, this little heatsink right here. Look at this little guy. Little tiny guy.
That guy is pretty small.
So these are not difficult to work on, but there are little like minefields, small minefields. You just have to be gentle when you're working on these things. So basically, if you do buy this from eBay, from a seller, and the first thing you should do is probably replace the thermal paste and just open it up just to check it out. When you're opening these, make sure to open from the left side. Yeah, that's the grip side. Because if you open it from the right side, you can hook this heatsink and bend. You can bend it. I see that a lot. It looks like someone actually did this in the past. Hopefully the heatsink still works okay. We'll find out in a few minutes. So this little guy comes right up. Look how small that is. You hear that a lot, which is incredible because this is an i7, no? Yeah, 7th gen i7 with this tiny little heatsink.
Look at the little baby.
So we'll see if this thing overheats. I don't have much experience with the X270, believe it or not. I never saw these in the store because they never broke. I saw these a lot for upgrades. The T540p always came in for upgrades. It is not my favorite model. My favorite model is the T530 or the W530. I think that's the greatest ThinkPad that's ever lived. Lupe had an X270. Didn't you have an X270? The first one with the GPU blew up. Oh no, it was a T4.
Yeah. I think it was a T14 if I'm not mistaken. No.
T470, I think it was.
Yeah, it was something around those lines.
Yeah. Before Lupe started working, he brought his computer and it was a T470, I think. And he had an external GPU and it fried itself, like literally caught on fire. Of course it would happen to Lupe, the poor guy. He has the worst luck.
Hell.
But yeah, he brought it to me and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? He brought me fucking ash. He just sprinkled ash. He's like, yeah, can you fix my GPU? And then we made love. We're not fully set up here, as you can see, so I do need cotton balls. I think my shipping station has the cotton balls, doesn't he? Get a load of these. Oh, he has the 99 too. Do we have 99?
We have 70% over there.
70, not 90?
Oh no, we do have 99. No, we don't. Yes, we do, we do. Do that on purpose.
Do you see what I have to deal with? Employee abuse? No, this is employer abuse. All day. I'm gonna deal with this.
The people who don't know.
They don't understand. All right. So a little thermal paste.
Almost drooled.
That cleans right up. Easy peasy. I'm using 90% isopropyl alcohol.
They don't sell it at my local Walmart.
I'm sure somebody sells it. Just ask the guy in the trench coat. He's probably selling Fendt. Shiny heatsink, shiny CPU. We're gonna just get rid of that little dust right here. Now, generally, if I see dust like that, it means There's not significant dust in there. It's like a light type of dust. I've become a dust spurt. After dealing with laptops for so long, you learn to identify certain types of dust. And it's not a skill I'm proud of. Old people dust, angel dust,
Once that PCP start hitting,
That's how I know it's angel dust.
ball dust, scrotums, and smokers, the worst. Nicotine smokers, not marijuana smokers. Marijuana smokers, you'll just find like little buds. Yeah, nicotine is the worst. It gets clumpy, it's sticky. Old people dust is very fine dust. Cats are the worst. Cats and dogs. Everybody who wants Lupe to dress up as a cat, Cash App, $100 to Lupe G1.
Yes.
Let's crowdfund. He needs at least, I'm gonna need at least 10,000.
With the tail.
With the tail. Where are you putting the tail?
You know where I'm putting it.
Butt plug. All right, I gotta get thermal paste. Nothing. Okay, thermal paste. Shout out to AMEC. This is what we use. For CPUs like this, we use AMEC. For anything that's more high performance and requires a little better thermal paste, like gaming laptops, or if this had a dedicated GPU, we'd use PTM 7950. I don't know, maybe one day I'll sell it on the website. I don't want people thinking I'm being disingenuous, because I did an actual test on this thermal paste, and like the facts spoke for themselves. Because remember, we were ready to destroy,
Go to war.
yeah, go to war with these guys and be like, dude, your paste is like crap or whatever, but it was genuine. Like this paste was actually really good. It was the best one we tested besides PTM 7950. So it is what it is, but maybe one day I'll sell these on the store. Just let me know if I should. I don't know. I feel weird selling things, dude. I know that's how you're supposed to be a YouTuber and you sell courses and all this shit, but I don't like doing that, man. I wasn't raised like that.
Raised on bread and bologna.
Oh, Jesus. Holy fuck. Now that we've applied our paste, we're gonna rewire it just like it was.
Get on up.
Get on up now, get up, get on up.
Kids of these days don't know who James Brown is.
Oh God, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Dude, the energy that James Brown had will never be matched, man.
Same thing with the magic of MJ. I'm not talking about the basketball players.
Ah, what the fuck is this? Now this is something that you can do at home. You don't need to buy it from somebody, man. Do all this stuff yourself.
Yes.
Save money, help your family out, save some money. Do this yourself for a basic machine.
You can do it. We believe in you.
I believe in you. I don't believe in myself, but I believe in you. It also has a modular charging port, which is something that is very uncommon nowadays. Everything's USB-C.
Almost tripped.
I told Lupe not to trip on that. He said, I won't trip on that. He tripped on it. Bottom case is clean. I used your mother's toothbrush for that one.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna go in on the right side. I'm gonna go down on the left. And a little clippy clips. Some clippies, clippity doodas. Clips, clips. And we're gonna screw it back in.
Chips, drink.
Chips, drink. We'll never hear that again. The Subway calling card. Chips, drink. Never again. I took a dump earlier. It was great. I took it right there. Our own bathroom. It was amazing. I'm gonna put the SIM card tray back in, and I reckon we're ready to go.
We are listo.
Ugh. I forgot about that. Okay, we're not ready to go yet, boys and girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to clean that out.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's rough skis.
Nasty.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know where this was used, but safe to say they enjoyed their muffins. This is rough. Inside looks okay though, just the outside. Thankfully the keyboard is removable if we have to remove it to clean it out, but I reckon I can do that without having to remove it. So we're gonna go back to the big room for that one. I can't do that out here. Oof. Now, there is a method to this. I know it looks like I'm just blowing, right? I like to blow from every angle because it dislodges the crumbs from every angle. Because sometimes they'll like pack themselves in a corner. Let me know if you're interested in this blower, by the way. I was thinking on getting a customized version of this blower. I don't know how much it'll be, but the problem is that to get these is like super expensive and you have to buy in bulk, so. But let me know if you're interested in getting one of these. I do love these things, so I've tested it enough at this point. Jesus, we've had it for over a year, so.
Yeah.
Ours won't have this problem though. This is a problem with this one. The magnet, it's not strong enough, so any little, you touch something, it comes out. Don't worry, ours won't have that problem. I think that's actually pretty decent for now. I'm just gonna get under it, with a toothbrush any crumbs that are still under there, just to dislodge them a little. So we got the major crumbs out. This also helps. You would never be able to do this with another computer because the hinges. We probably should have a barrel underneath here, now that I think of it, just so all these crumbs get in the barrel instead of on the floor, but it is a wood floor, so we can just sweep it up.
Yep.
But that helps dislodge anything that's underneath the keys still. So now we do that. Now it's time to go back inside and spray it with some 70% isopropyl and get rid of those food crumbs that are stuck on everything. Yeah, let's get out of here. Get 70% isopropyl alcohol. I'm also thinking about selling little things of that too. Stable table.
Yes.
You should be able to clean these pretty good with just 70%. And the screen, I'm gonna flip the rag over because I don't wanna scrape the gooch crumbs onto the screen now that I just cleaned the keyboard with it, so a little more spray. Don't be too rough when you're doing this because you can rub off the anti-glare coating. If you use like 99% or something like that, you can rub off the anti-glare coating. So distilled water is generally the best thing to use, but I just use 70% because I've never had a problem with the coating coming off. And look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the nub back on. Little nubski. There, nub's installed. Oh, I love those keyboards, dude. Love these keyboards. Now it's time to install Linux. Computer's plugged in, USB is on. This has Linux Mint on it, which is very easy to make. And we can either run it from the USB, which we don't want to do. We want to actually install it. I'm just gonna click install it. And you know what's nice about the ThinkPad? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Natively supported. You love to see it. Another thing I like about these batteries, it elevates it.
So it can.
Exactly, so it can breathe. And while that installs, we need to focus on the T540p. Older, but just as good. Arguably better. So this is one of the best ThinkPads and the last quote-unquote great ThinkPads. The easily removable battery like this. This is nice because it has drain holes. Where are they?
Spill your morning coffee and tea.
Yes, or your tequila. I think there was supposed to be like a SATA thing here for the hard drive. What do I know? I'm guessing this thing also has 16 gigs of RAM. Nope, just 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, but it is dual channel. And I don't know if you can see that. You see what that is, Lupe? That's a
PSP.
That's a what? That's a removable CPU.
Dang.
Yes, that is a modular CPU, my guy. What do we have here? We have a Wi-Fi card. We do not have the WAN card. The WAN. And I know for my physical media guys, this is the last model that had a DVD drive. Yeah, the very last model that had the DVD drive. March 2014.
Dang.
So yeah, 11 years old.
Doesn't seem like it's that far away.
I know. We're so old, man. My back hurts. Everything hurts. One thing about the T540p, it has the crappy Lenovo keyboard. The one where you have to lift up this plastic layer right here that covers the keys. There's like a little plastic spacer or whatever. This plastic, I don't know how to explain what that is. But you have to lift this up that way without breaking a key. Difficult. I don't recommend an amateur to do that. It fights you every step of the way. I hate this keyboard design. Just put screws underneath the damn keyboard. But whatever. This at least give us a chance to clean it out over there. You also have to unwire these cables right here. Are you having fun yet? And now we have the frame. So a few more screws and now the frame comes out.
Wow.
Not my favorite ThinkPad to take apart. I believe the fucking screen has to come off too.
Jeez.
Piece of shit. Next up is the screen. 2 screws, screen comes out. Yeah, the X270 is way easier to work on than this thing. This also has screws in the back that I forgot about until just now. Now you may ask, this computer being this old, is it worth all this trouble? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. Are you able to do this and is it worth it? It is the last ThinkPad with a DVD drive. The screen can be upgraded to a 3K screen, even though I've never been able to find a replacement. I had one screen that was a 3K screen. Sold it to a guy, and then the screen broke and I could not find him a replacement for the rest of my life, so I don't even know if those exist anymore. And look, we have more cables. So all these cables come out. Finally, the screen is out. And now, I can start removing that frame. That's the laptop block over here, so you want to make sure to take that out, put it in, whatever. I don't know what the fuck you do with your life. Another screw for no reason, and another screw for no reason. I'm hoping I don't have to remove these. That would make me even more angry. So in no time at all, it finally comes apart. Don't try this at home. This is one thing you shouldn't try at home. There's 1,000 hidden screws. I love this computer, but holy crap, it can S a D. The fan looks mint. This thing looks mint. Look at that. Fan's good. No gooch anywhere to be seen. And that modular CPU. A sign of the times. Look at that. I don't even know what CPU that is, but it was made in 2014. And that's the thermal paste. This is completely clean. This is the cleanest vent I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, the fan doesn't even have any dust on it at all. The bottom case, does the filter have any dust on it? No. This thing was well taken care of. You love to see it. You love to see it.
You like it?
Now, while this is happening, it looks like Linux is finished installing on this. Now, these did come with dedicated GPUs. This one doesn't have it. Obviously, it would be right there. So it's not the most powerful one, but it'll make a good computer, probably for somebody older that just needs a big screen to pay bills and all that stuff. If you can show them how to use Linux, but thankfully with Linux, you can just put Google Chrome on there or Firefox, whatever they're used to. So we're gonna put a little thermal paste on there. Yeah, probably too much, don't care. Put the heatsink back on. Yeah. He tripped again. He tripped again.
Did not trip.
He tripped.
You tripping.
Okay, now for this. Oh God, I gotta reassemble this thing, this hellhole.
Well, the power of AI.
The power of editing. I hate this computer. So I don't have a dock for this, a HDD caddy. This is what I did. You ready? You ready for it? Here at Salem Techsperts, we make use of what we have. I don't have very many brain cells, but I do have a lot of bad ideas. So what I did, I took a piece of foam. Shout out to, I don't even know where that came from. Probably something I bought a while ago.
FOMO parties.
That's exactly where it came from. I put the foam right here. I didn't even tape it. Look, it's sturdy. This has some foam as well. So I'm gonna slide it on in. But look, it still comes out right here towards the end, right? It pops out through there. Right here, this space right here. So you take some more foam and you shove that foam in there gently, just like that. This one right here, gently, just like that. And now, it's not going anywhere. That thing will survive a skydive. I should test it without a parachute. But this thing is still disgusting. Disgusting. So we have to clean it. The final step to clean it. And then we're gonna install Linux on it. And this is gonna go to one of you guys. Whoever has the money. I don't discriminate. I like money.
I wish I could say the same.
Lupe hates money. That's why you should troll him by sending money to Lupe G1, Cash App.
11 minutes later.
Well, we have good news and bad news. Good news is this computer's idling at 33 degrees Celsius. Bad news on this one. The up and down arrow doesn't work. That's why they were with a dead guy. Thankfully, these keyboards are replaceable. Unfortunately, I don't know how much that keyboard is. Probably like 30 bucks or something. If you want to get a backlight one, it's probably gonna be a little more. And it's also difficult to find a genuine keyboard. There are a lot of aftermarket ones that suck ass. Or maybe I'll just throw it into a pile and forget about it. But yeah, so that's it. We're gonna install Linux on this thing. Everything's gonna be nice. Linux Mint on this guy. We'll probably put a new keyboard on it. And this is a decent machine for somebody who just wants to do basic stuff. And that's the idea of this, is that instead of giving your money to Microsoft or to HP or to any of these companies that are trying to get you to buy something new because Windows 10 support is ending, switch to Linux. Give it a shot. Give it to your grandmother. Don't give it to your grandmother like that. Give Linux to your grandmother. Teach GamGam how to use it. Help save them money. Help keep these out of the trash. That's the goal. That's all for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching. The touchpad doesn't work.
The greatest technician that's ever lived.